So my question is how did you get started in martial arts, and what was the most rewarding, period or moment as a martial artist?
Well, my father has been in martial arts his whole life before me. I got started at the age of 5, and he brought me into the arts. We started with Kenpo, which was his base style. And from there, he was a Marine. We traveled constantly. So I had a choice every 9 months when we moved. It was quit or take what was available at the next base, next area we lived. So I learned really quick. I wasn't a quitter, and I studied whatever was available wherever I went as much as I could. My first martial art outside of my father was judo. And after judo, Tang Sudo, Shinkido, Pabangdo, and then I went on and on. I probably had my fingers in 23, 24 different arts today. So there's times where I've kind of laid off for a few years. While I was overseas for the war, we pretty much did combatives. I worked with the soldiers and Marines, and I would take what they knew and we'd add a few things here and there and do some cool stuff like that. But I think probably one of the most not gratifying, but one of the moments where I knew I still believe in the old martial arts. I believe that lessons like humility are important. That's why I'm not a big MMA fan. Not that these guys aren't martial artists, not that they're not incredible. Some of them are true athletes, some of them are incredibly capable. But I hate the big mouth that is attached to it. That's not how I was trained. That's not what I was brought up and taught was important. If you're going to have a big mouth and be a fighter, you should be in WWF. If you're going to be a martial artist, I think you ought to have a little discipline and humility. That's the way I believe. It's the way I was trained. So I was taught, you use this to protect your loved ones. And that's what you use it for. Yourself and your loved ones. That's it. And I was 18 years old, and I was dating a very cute little blonde. I took a wrong turn in LA, ended up on a bad part of town. And I went into the store to get directions. It was a 7-Eleven. And all of a sudden, the guy at the counter is looking over my shoulder, and his eyes got real big. And I turned around, and a van had pulled in next to my car, and they busted out the window with a tire iron, and they were dragging my girlfriend out through the window. And they were going to drag her into a van. And there was 4 guys. I don't remember getting to the door. I remember going through it, and I remember guys swinging tire irons and chains at me, and I cleaned them up. Hardcore. And in the end, I was white. They were not. So naturally, they tried to sue me because I was white. And thank goodness for the videotapes, because the courts all saw that I was attacked. They came after me, and the fact that they weren't white didn't matter. And needless to say, my girlfriend had deep cuts all the way down to her back, cut through her dress where they drug her through the window. And it was a bad day. But that was the first time I'd had to use it in school when kids jumped me, but that was the first time I'd ever had to use it in a situation where I was truly worried for someone other than myself. So, hope none of you ever have to deal with that, but if you study, hopefully you'll be prepared for the day that you do.